it's fun to entertain the idea of a Destiny 3, right? We all want to have hope. We all want to continue to live in this world. I've seen people be like, Sony's silence has just been so weird on all this. No, it's not. Look how long Bloodborne fans have wanted news.
Yeah.
Like
It
for real.
also,
No,
like,
no meme.
it's not Sony's job to communicate Destiny, it's Bungie's, right? And, like, yeah, okay, it's Sony's job to, like, manage and say,
Yeah.
"Okay, you should continue or not," but it's not their job to tell us, it's Bungie's job.
I do think it would be something for Herman Holst to acknowledge that there is a
Okay.
community desire for this,
Sorry, you
because
said
I
Herman
feel
Hulst
like
made me laugh.
you would have gotten this in the Sean Layden era,
Oh, yeah.
but the Jim Ryans and Herman Hulsts of the world, you're never going to get this kind of communication, right? And a friend of mine said this, and I don't necessarily agree with him, but he goes, "Imagine if Xbox actually had bought Bungie instead of Sony." And I don't want to engage in revisionist history or anything. I do think, looking back on it, this is one of the only situations where I feel like I'd ever say this. I do think Xbox would have been a better steward of it, purely for one reason, and that's because they are so hyper focused on things that make them money long term, as long term bets,
Yeah.
and they just want consistent revenue. I mean, like things like 76 and ESO and Sea of Thieves are all still going. There's no question in my mind Destiny 2 would still be going. Or that they would have been like, "Hey, you need to think about making a Destiny 3. You need to be thinking about making that."
Yeah, but they would have found a path for Destiny to move forward
Yeah,
in a meaningful way.
and then again at the same time, on my other hand, I'm like, well, after the Activision acquisition, and I mean, like, hey, the Activision acquisition changed everything, right? Like, maybe that gives you a little bit more clearance. Hey, we're making so much fucking money from Call of Duty, we can invest in another live service game, right?
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, it didn't happen. It was always just hearsay, although enough credible people that I believe had knowledge of it and would have had knowledge of those discussions confirmed they were real. It feels pretty obvious to me that it didn't happen because they were worried about the runway here, right? They were worried about how much it was going to cost to buy Bungie and how much it was going to cost to fund those projects and this and that. They probably thought Marathon was nowhere near releasing. And, in the end, I mean, at that point, they weren't considering buying Activision yet, right?
Mhm.
This was all coming out right around the time that the Bethesda purchase ended up going through, right? Bethesda gets announced like 2 months after these rumors are going around. And I do feel like Bungie ultimately needed some sort of corporate structure to oversee them. Because listen, I don't like Activision, but Activision wanting a new game every couple of years with expansions does make sense the more you look at it. They just weren't willing to keep bankrolling it after, because really, if you want to start pointing fingers, it's the disastrous launch of Destiny 2.